All right, guys, I'm Connor Ferguson. This is Always Race Day. This is Infield Beers, and this is a very accomplished super late model driver in Gordy Gundaker. Real quick before we start, I'm really pissed off at Bobby Pierce. I got an early morning tomorrow with the weather here, and he fucking won a race tonight.
Yeah.
He sold those Drink Till You're a Bobby Pierce fan shirts, so you have to get really hammered before you're convincing your mind to cheer for Bobby.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt.
You're a lot easier to cheer for when you're not complaining about the Knoxville Nationals format, but you've become quite the character on Twitter this week.
Format sucks. So
you don't like it?
No, you know what? I just, a lot of people give me a lot of shit for it on social media and all that, but the way I look at it is like, we're race car drivers at the end of the day. When you show up to these big races and all these things, like, the way I look at it is if you have the best car and the best driver, you shouldn't be handicapped at any point during the weekend. And I get it. It's entertainment, and there's a lot of people in the stands that want to see passing and all that, but when the racetrack does not give you that opportunity, you know, I mean, look at the B-Mains the last two nights. You know, Wednesday and Thursday, it was stacked because those guys couldn't do anything, you know. So, like I said, I get it. We're still entertainers and all those things, so people also forget that, you know, we're still race car drivers, and we show up here, we work all week to be successful and win races. And, you know, I just think that it would be better if you just let us all get it on straight up, because I think the racing would still be just as good. You know, people are convinced now that the racing's only good because we invert and people have to pass guys, but when you put the best guys up front, they still get it on. They're the best of the best. So I get it, but you know, I'll definitely voice my displeasure with it, but I'll still be here next year, no problem.
I'm not big enough, I'm not famous enough to have famous sayings, but one of the things I repeat all the time is I've never came to a race or been somewhere the next day and said to my friends, man, those heat races yesterday kicked ass.
Yeah.
Never once.
No.
What is in the shortest way you can explain it, if you had full control on the Nationals format, what would you do?
It would just be straight up. I just think that, you know, listen, it's tough because they qualify straight up from the beginning, you know, so if you draw a good pill early and you go out there, it's, you know, you go out there and you lay a ripper down and all is good. And they would be just fine if they did it straight up. You know, some people say, oh, we should invert 6 or invert 4, like, and when you're paying this much money and these guys literally work up to this race, I just don't understand why we should have to invert these races. Like, let's let the best guys who are the best duke it out. Like, if you put Rico, Kyle, Donnie, J-Mac and Macri and all these guys in the front rows together on these heat races, they'd be just as good. You get to see better racing because those guys aren't having to dodge the darts without feathers. You know, I mean, look at a guy like Brian Brown. I feel terrible for him because he has to start 8th and ends up with, you know, a cast on his right hand and he's wadded up on his other, and he's not going to be able to race now. And people are like, oh, that was badass. That was super cool that he had to try to swerve his way through to get to a transfer spot, but he has to go just as hard as possible to get to that spot, and it puts him in a bad spot. And now here we are, we're going to have, you know, another one of our guys sitting out because people think that we got to have inverts, and it's just not reality. It's not what we should be doing.
And I'm typically a guy like you. I shit on the Kings Royal format all the time. Everything Eldora does with this stupid ass wheel, and I always say stupid ass before I say wheel. I like this format. I like the give and take of invert and points for your heat and getting to the A main. Some years like this year, and it wasn't due to the track, you had less guys transferred through the heats, and I think part of that is the middle of the road teams have gotten so much more elite that if they're out front in clean air, they're going to be able to compete there, where even 5 years ago they'd be dropping back and finishing 7th or 8th.
Absolutely. Well, listen, when you watch qualifying now, you look at the times, 1st to 30th is less than half a second. That we don't have the big swings anymore. There's not 10 top teams. There's a bunch of guys who are very good at racing that can afford to do this, and they clearly show that. And so when you handicap these races, you put guys who went out there and did what they were supposed to do, you put them in a bad spot and say, okay, well, good job. We know that you know, we wanted you to qualify really good, and we're going to give you a bunch of points, but start 8th on this racetrack and try to pass 4 guys and get to a transfer spot. It's a tough deal, you know, and I feel for these guys. Like, man, it's hard to watch because, you know, the racing still turns out to be good. It's still Knoxville, and it's still the Nationals, and they still find a way to put on a show. And yes, the cream always rises to the top on Saturday, but you put guys in bad spots, and you do it for entertainment purposes, not for the reasons that are correct. And, you know, I tell people now, I'm like, maybe we're just in the entertainment business. Maybe let's just call us all entertainers, and let's just say, hey, listen, you're all going to make this amount of money, and, you know, on Saturday, this is what you get. Please put the best show on possible. I don't think that's the right way to do it, because if you ask any of these guys in this pit area how hard they work during the week, they'd tell you right now that it's not a good format. It's just not. And so, you know, I still love this race, and the baddest dudes are in the country are sitting right here in this pit area, and they put on a great show, and the fans love it. But, you know, there's some things that could be done better to really showcase the talent we have, instead of having to force somebody to pass 5 cars. You know, to pass 5 cars to just make the race on your prelim night.
So first we had Jonathan Davenport, now we have Gordy Gundaker here for the Knoxville fans. Let's get to the fun stuff. You're married to Savannah Schatz. I think people know that publicly pretty well.
Yeah.
How many Nationals have you been coming to? Or I guess, what was your first Nationals, and what's it been like cheering for Donnie and watching these over
you know, this is year 4. I've been here for the entire week, and I've told everybody I'll never miss another one, because I love the Knoxville Nationals, and the atmosphere and the crowd, and what this race means and what it's about is why I want to come here, because I'm a race fan. You know, I'm a racer, but I'm a race fan at the end of the day too, and I have a passion for the sport. But, you know, these are the best guys in the world. You know, these guys right here are the baddest dudes, and you see these guys risking their lives. You know, I hope nothing but the best for Jdustin Whittall. You know, it's a tough scene for guys like that, and, you know, I hope that he's okay, and he'll make a full recovery of what it is. But I love coming here because this is what racing's about. You know, it's about being the baddest motherfucker around and doing it in front of thousands of people. You know, that's what racing is. Yeah, we all have a passion for this stuff, and we all strive to be on the biggest stage and stand in front of all these people with the checkered flag in our hand. And somebody on Saturday will do that, and they'll write their name in history, and nobody will ever forget them, and they deserve that. But it's cool for me to come hang out and be a part of this. You know, I love Knoxville, and I'll be here every year until they put me 6 foot in the dirt somewhere.
So I think if you got to this part in the video, like, leave a comment and tell people to skip to whatever minute mark so Gordy says good things about Knoxville.
Yeah, there's nothing. Hey, Knoxville's a dude.
I just like giving you shit, so don't worry about it.
It's a great place, dude. It honestly is, and you know, this is the sprint car capital of the world for a reason, and there's a reason that people come here, baby. There's a reason that people love this place as much as they do. And
there you go.
And they should, you know, they should come here. They should come sit in the grandstands and watch what Knoxville's all about, regardless of format. You know, I might complain about the format, and nobody will ever hear me. I'm a late model guy bitching about a sprint car race, you know, and I got reamed last night on X because I'm a late model guy, and they all tell me to stay in my lane, but it's just my opinion, and I can have my opinion. You know, I'm a racer, and that's just, you know, they don't like my opinion, well, fuck you, I guess. You know what I mean? I guess that's the way I look at it. But, you know, I have a lot of fun coming here, and I enjoy this event, and I just love racing. You know, I appreciate all these guys that come here and worked our asses off to get to this point. I appreciate the car owners who spend a lot of money to bring their teams here and you know, put on a show for these people. And, you know, it's an awesome event. Everything about Knoxville is just top notch. The town, the people, the crowd, the racetrack. They, you know, no matter what happens, you still get a show, and it's, you know, it's badass, and I love it. Like I said, I'll be here every year. promise you. Like I'll never not come. I might be up in the suites bitching on Twitter, and people are gonna tell me I'm wrong, but I do love it, and I hope everybody has a chance to experience the Knoxville Nationals at least once.
And I got 2 more for you, and I'll let you get out of here. But these dirt racing majors have gotten so much bigger, and it all of them, like you see WWE going to 2-night shows. Dirt racing's been on 3, and now they're kind of moving to 4 in some places, and it turns into a whole weekend for these people, a whole type of festival.
Yeah.
The PDC looked amazing. You went out there after that rain delay. You said, I'm not going to race, too dangerous. Did you hot lap and then make the decision to go?
Yeah,
I respect it a lot because you put it out there and you're making your statement and you're making a strong one for going that money.
Yeah.
And then you took the time to address the situation and figure it out and
without deleting it.
Yeah.
Listen, Matt Curl and Michael Rigsby and his entire staff at Fairbury are the best of the best. They do a great job. There was a lot of us that were voicing our opinions that we didn't think it was going to be good. And, Matt said, hey, let's just hot lap it and see what happens. And we did exactly that. And I went out there and I said, you know what? Hey, it was not what I thought it was going to be. And they did a great job getting the racetrack surface prepared back to where we could put a 100-lap show on. And we did just that. And,
that was you.
Yeah. And Cody Jacobs right there. Get him. Catch him.
Yeah.
Get him on video. Cody Jacobs right there.
Cody, you want to come talk?
That's the biggest whiner in the pit area. That's what I heard. Whiner.
He's yelling back winner. I don't know if these mics picked it up.
But yeah, it was great, and I did. I was going to start in park. I really was, and I didn't because when we hot lap, they did a great job, and I got no problem telling people I was wrong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Like there was a bunch of us that did not think it was going to be as good as it was, and they did a great job getting us back to where we could race 100 laps at the fucking middle of the morning. Hey, get that. Where's that cheater ass race car of yours?
Back at the car.
That's right. Yeah. That's where it should be. Hey, don't worry. I'll make sure I tell everybody tomorrow you're cheating.
You're cheating so good, we got a race on Friday.
And so you know what? Like I said, I love Matt and them guys at Fairbury, and they did a good job, and I'm always proud to be a part of the PDC. It's a hard race to get into, so kudos to those guys for allowing us to get that race in.
All right, do you got any special paint team coming? Give me the Gordy Gundaker World 100 preview.
No, we'll be stock standard when we go World 100. I want to showcase the people who have helped me get to where I'm at, and I'm super thankful for all of my great sponsors who have helped me. We don't race a lot. We don't run 80, 90 races anymore, and it's purely just because, we have a business back home and a family, and when I get to race, I thoroughly enjoy racing, and I love hanging out with the people, and without all my great sponsors that allow me to chase my dreams still, it wouldn't be possible. So it'll just be my normal race car, and I want to make sure that the people who've helped me get to where I'm at are showcased, that weekend.
Well, I'm excited to see you. We're going to be rooting for you. I was going to say that I'd cheer for you over Bobby, but after the first half of the interview, people are going to ream me for that, so I'll say it off the record afterwards. Next time we do this, we'll walk, all right?
All right, sounds good. Yeah, make sure you get your shit figured out here. So
Absolutely.
I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. All the people back home, make sure you're watching, and come to the Knoxville Nationals at least once.
There you go. He said it best.